Hi guys, welcome to this new video on what are the new changes to eBay Spring seller updates. So today I'm going to go through review what are the 6 key areas you need to know when you sell on eBay. So number 1 is the inventory optimization. So we'll talk about later in the slide the use of eBay categories. And number 2, the shipping enhancement. So in what ways the new shipping policy will affect you. And also number 3, what are the growth tools that you actually can look forward to when eBay's allowed third-party API to query more of the data. Number 4, eBay stores. So there will be 2 new eBay stores that will be introduced in the new updates. Number 5, simplified returns. So look at what are different returns methods that's available, and you need to know what is no longer available. And the last one is seller protections. So how you can protect yourself and how eBay actually protects you as a whole. So number 1, inventory optimizations. So you want to take care of the catalogs of your inventory. Make sure that you are using eBay catalog. eBay now is very concerned about providing the product-based buying experience. So similar to what you have seen on Amazon, where the similar products are being grouped together, and the buyer should have a choice to pick from who he wants to buy from. And of course, there is this thing called the buy box. And there are 7 major brands that will start before the end of April, which is this month. And those big brands are basically those brands that you can see and find on the eBay Spring Update page, which I'll point to you where to locate them. So grouping of similar products that I mentioned before is one of the key changes to eBay Spring Update this year, where they group all the similar products together to offer it in the whatever that's offered in the marketplace for the buyer to choose. So the new display basically look like from the far top. You can see that the products itself can basically can have more than one seller. In the case there is like 76 buying options for the buyer to choose from. The person that is right on top, or the sellers right on top, will be the one that having the most exposure, meaning that you get most of the sales and most of buyer would be buying from the top 3. And how you can actually be on the top 3? Well, you can actually do a few stuff which I will cover in the later part of the videos, or in the next video. So look at the bottom right, and you can see that this is how it will appear, where the products is positioned as a top pick. Yeah, so you can't actually buy this position, but you can create such a position by actually coming out with your own variations or your own UPC code, or you do bundling. So you actually win the buy box itself. On eBay side, we don't call it the buy box, probably you call it the top pick box. So number 2, the shipping enhancement. In order to qualify for this eBay guaranteed delivery policy, you need to actually be able to handle or process the buyer request within one day or less, and to ship the item to the buyer within 3 days. So in order to have your products listing qualified for this eBay guaranteed delivery policy. Why do you want to qualify yourself into this? Well, basically, this is just additional of so-called the eBay features that they want you, since you can deliver fast, they want your products to be exposed to more buyers, so that you can reach out to more buyers, and also the buyer can have a better experience in terms of searchability and in terms of buying experience. Since March 2018, there's no requirement to use the eBay shipping labels, which eBay have announced. So you can basically use the ready new eBay labels that's available. You can see that there is now options for you to use the USPS, the FedEx, and also use your own custom label. Yep. So there's no need to buy from the eBay side. So number 3, the growth tools. Well, this is basically referring to the eBay buying guidance in terms of the price that you have on the products that you're selling. Usually eBay will recommend you the selling price. Whether you want to change it or not is entirely up to you. And also right now they're releasing more data for the third-party API, which include the data sold on item which have the number of views within the last 14 days. So, and also look into how many items were sold. So this is basically a demand signal. They call it the demand signal. And the data on the total products available and the quantity, total quantity sold, which is the supply signal. So based on the supply and demand signal, you can make some judgment whether to sell this product or not. And there's also a minimum maximum pricing of products and other online retailers that are selling for the past 30 days. Now this data basically is not provided in the previous any of the version on eBay, but on Amazon side you can see that you actually can install certain plugins to view this data. So I would say that this is so-called a major integration in terms of pricing and in terms of letting the buyers, the eBay buyers, stay on the platform itself to search for the products, while at the same time value adding to the buyer experience in terms of letting them know actually if they purchase these products elsewhere, it is more expensive, it is cheaper. So this is basically working on the buyer experience. And also the new promoted listing on eBay. So once this is being rolled out, your promoted listing, if you're doing promoted listing, you can expect them to appear on the homepage if you have a good selling history. So eBay will basically promote it on their homepage, meaning that they actually need to make space to insert this somewhere in the homepage. And there also be enhanced campaign report, which you can have more data to look into what sells, when it sells, and how much it was sold for, and what time of the day, which of the week, which week in the month is actually selling best. So this was previously or currently unavailable yet, but it's a nice move for eBay to let us know when exactly this product was sold, so they can make some decision to whether to sell similar product or to end your product during that time of the day. So they also include the item recommendation for successful campaign, meaning that when you have products that is selling successful in the previous or as of now, you can't tell what products actually sell more. You just know that in total you sold X amount of products, or roughly you know what products sold. So if you're not using any tools, you won't be able to tell whether this particular bag, red bag or blue bag sell better. Yeah, so with the new change, you should be able to have a one glance, or at least able to download a report to read from it. And number 4 is the new eBay store structure. So you can see that instead of the basic premium anchor store, which is a 3-level store, now we have 5-level stores, which is including the starter store and the enterprise store. So the enterprise store basically allows the big seller, the super big seller, to actually list 100,000 free listing, fixed price listing. And for starter store, they can list 100 free fixed price listing. So these are the 2 new stores. So looking at the price, at the far left is $4.95 per month if you subscribe to a 1-year contract. And on the far right is the enterprise so-called subscription plan, which costs you about $3,000 per month if you subscribe to a 1-year plan. As of now, I have not known anyone that is subscribing to this plan, so you must be a huge store to use this plan. The things that doesn't change is the premium and anchor store subscription, where it stays the same. So I would see that currently this 2 store, the pricing of the subscription is remaining the same. Well, if you're looking forward to increase your number of exposure, you should think about increasing or changing your store if you have more than 2,000 listings to anchor store. So anchor store basically give you a slightly more exposure, but of course you will also have to pay more. But if your sales is able to drive this and to make the profit, so I would say just go ahead and upgrade to anchor store. So increase insertion fee for the basic and non-store. So basically this refers to an increase of 0.05 cents for the basic store listing fee. If you exit the plan that was given to you in terms of the fixed free listing, you need to pay additional 0.25 cents more. Yeah. So this is basically the changes that is made. So number 5 is simplified returns. So starting May 2018 this year, the 5 return policies which eBay have fixed down is either you can accept no returns, 30-day buyer paid the returns, 30 days free returns, 60-day buyer paid returns, 60 days free returns, and you cannot do restock fees anymore. So there's no charging of restocking fees to buyer. Okay, basically this part, when we do charge restocking fees because we want to deter from buyer returns, eBay now decided that no, you cannot charge this anymore. So if a buyer wants to return, they are free to return. So up to 60 days they can actually return, because there's this 5 policy that any seller can offer it in the market space. So I would say that if you are putting these 30 days free returns, you might want to consider 60-day free returns, because it doesn't have really much of a change, or it doesn't really affect the returns rate. Even you change 30 days to 60 days. The reason being, if the person want to return, I'm sure they can return in any ways. They could file it through PayPal as well. And number 6, seller protections. For free returns, a seller can offer them a partial refund. So if a return has been used or damaged. Now this is protect yourself, because you don't want to collect something back, or you don't want to have something returned to you which is half return, certain things that's missing. You can always offer a partial refund back to buyer, and if the buyer reject, you can always ask eBay to step in. So in the event outside your control, which includes like you ship something on time and provide the tracking but it arrives late, so it's not your fault. If you are impacted by carrier disruption or severe weather, well, this is in US, usually it happens. If your buyer retract their bids or doesn't pay, but if you do buy it now, this won't happen. If a buyer changes their order or request or something extra, well, this is entirely up to you, but I would suggest that don't trade outside eBay. Everything have to be black and white. Everything have to go through eBay. Even the buyer were to email you, please do not respond to them. Okay, from buyers that have unusual rate of complaints or return, well, in such cases, please block them. So if the buyer returns on items after they open it, use it, send it back in condition other than the one you sent in, well, again, in this case, I'll treat it as damage. And if the buyer still insists on to return it, you need to check with your source. So if you're dropshipper, probably your source is Amazon, whether they accept the return. And if they do, then you refund them. If not, please work with eBay to resolve this. What you need to do as a dropshipper? Well, as a dropshipper, I would guess that you need to read and understand what eBay wants you to do. So if you follow the rules, then you'll be in the game. Make changes to your store before the timeline. So if your store is somewhat doesn't comply with the eBay policy, the new changes, updates, please go and change it. And do use the actual UPC codes. I understand a lot of people, they are actually changing their UPC code and they don't want to use a UPC code. Well, if one day, and very soon one day, eBay will say that all products must have a UPC code. And if you're providing a fake UPC code, probably your listing will not be shown. So you need to take note of this. And also provide the best customer service that you can to your buyer. So the best place to learn is from Amazon customer service. So sell products matching eBay catalogs. Well, this one, if you're using tools, automation tools, you make sure the automation tool is able or have the capability to insert your listing into the correct categories. If not, you might want to change the tool itself, or to replace the tool with another more powerful one. If you need recommendation, you can PM me. When the update go live, this is the timeline that you can looking at. Let's look at the green one, which is in May. So the new eBay store will roll out next month. Now it's April. And June time, the return policy will kick in. Okay, they also talk about top rated seller. They also need to meet certain criteria in order to get their top rated seller, so-called perks. So I'll leave the links at the end of the slide that you can go and actually read more about this different updates in details. So there's one more thing I want to show it to you, is that the eBay Explore. Basically, eBay have this eBay Explore page which a lot of seller or a lot of buyer do not know. So basically what you can get out of this Explore page is that you can look at what is trending now, what is worth looking at or buying, and also the best seller. So in previously, if not wrong, they do not provide this kind of data. So you can see that eBay is trying to, very hard to give all the informations that we want, whether you are a seller or buyer, to make a so-called a selling decision whether to sell this thing or not. To check out on this particular tools or this particular trending eBay Explore trending tools, you can actually check out the link in the next slide. So these are all the sources that basically you can find out more details, to get more details on like for example the in terms of the seller update. So this slide basically gives you an overview of what actually you're expected, the main. So in details, if you want to read, you can always go into the different links to read and look at the timeline. So with this, I'll thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, like, and turn on the notification to receive the next update. I'll see you in the next video.